Hello everybody and welcome to this month's Anime Paint Night. This month we have Shinra Kusakabe from Fire Force. You should also have a reference sheet in there, including the line art here. Also, you'll have a watercolor kit if you requested it with a paintbrush. Make sure you've got your water, and I'd recommend a paper towel as well. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, as per usual, we're going to start with the skin tone. Now, because he's a firefighter, or whatever you call him, he has not a lot of skin, like, visible and available. So we have the face, and then we'll have his, like, calf and foot. Not even, like, his whole leg, just, like, his calf, his ankle, and his foot, and little toes on one foot. And then, like, there's, like, very much part of a calf muscle to do. So yeah, I would rather, go for the beige. If you want to add a little brown, you can, stuff like that, but you really don't need much. Go ahead and add that there where you see it. And this part will probably be the fastest part that we do. And then we'll transition on to the next portion. So have fun painting the skin tone wherever it might be. Okay. See you in that next one. Alright, so for our next portion, we're actually going to go for Shinra's eye, actually. Shinra's eye is magenta, at least from what it looks like. Magenta, pink, whatever you want, really. We're just going to go ahead and add that there. And then, after that, we'll go ahead and transition and work on his pants. Now, I know in the official artwork, when he's wearing his, like, Fire Force, like, jacket and stuff like that, he's usually wearing, like, black pants to match it. But man, I love his orange outfit sometimes, bro, and I'm like, you know what? We're adding the orange pants. You don't have to do the orange pants. You could do, like, the black pants. It's totally fine. But, I love the orange pants. They're tough. So, I added them today. So you can choose to do whatever you like. Just like every other anime paint night, you can feel free to go off script as much as you want. This is your artwork, okay? But yeah, that's where my mentality was. I think the orange pants are sick. All right, we'll see you after you finish your pants. See you later. Is the gray. All right, so we're going to go for the gray, and we're going to work for the plate on the plates and the inner parts of, like, the highlighted sections of the jacket. There's a lot of gray mixed in with the black, so we're just going to focus on those areas first. Primarily focusing on the jacket itself. You'll see, like, on the design, the highlighted blue areas, the gray in between those, so we're also going to target that. I actually really dig how they took, like, a fireman's garb and made it like anime. It's really cool. Go ahead and keep on working on that, and then we will transition to a little bit more gray, but yeah, we'll see you soon. Alright, this one we're just going to work a little bit more on the gray, primarily the gray on, like, the gloves and such, right? The silver metallic fire retardant gloves and everything. Just try to get the in between. I love how there's, like, silver plating on, like, the knuckles or, like, the finger digits as well. Super cool. Get that done, and we'll transition to our next spot. Alrighty, so the next portion that we're going to work on is actually the jacket itself, which is going to be the color black. Yes, we're going to take some time to talk a little bit about Fire Force now while we do this portion. Fire Force, as an anime and as a manga, does a very good job at taking the concept of, like, fire as a element, as the danger that exists, as the force that it is, no pun intended, and, like, really flips it on its head, right? As you can see, he's a firefighter, right? But he's literally generating fire himself. You can kind of see it at like the edge of his fingers over there, but also more obviously his flaming leg and stuff like that, right? But like, how are we fighting fires with fire and stuff like that, right? I'm not going to spoil too much, but this is in the intro and stuff like that. Basically, they take the concept of fighting fires literally and stuff like that, right? Like the fire itself is alive and such, right? Think of it like zombies and stuff like that. Like during the zombie apocalypse, people just like start turning into like zombies or what have you. People just like spontaneously combust. Like, bada bing, bada boom. You know what I mean? And they no longer have their human faculties. So they have what's called the fire force. And there's like different stations and everything. Like, you know, like station 7, station 6, what have you, and stuff like that, right? And their job is to put the people who spontaneously combusted into these zombie fire things to rest. It's actually kind of like sad a little bit in a lot of ways because they used to be living. But yeah, that's why there's so much fire despite him being a firefighter and stuff. So yeah, please watch the anime, please read the manga or what have you. Let's transition. Alrighty, now we're going to work on the blue highlights on the firefighter's jacket. Alrighty, yes, making sure that the highlights are present and accounted for. Making sure that, well, actually, this is actually true for firefighters. They have clothing that allows, like, other firefighters to see them in very smoky areas. It's like reflective material so that people don't get lost. So it's actually, like, a lot of this is based off of what firefighters actively wear. Again, they just made it anime as anything, which is super sick. But, yeah, very cool stuff. And let's transition to our next portion after that. Alrighty, now we're going to transition to working on the hair, as all anime paint nights usually have, but I know this anime paint night, his hair is kind of like, you know, on the more boring side, which is okay. To be perfectly honest, the fun part is going to come after this section right here, but for now, we still have to work on the hair. Genuinely speaking, Season 3 is now out for Fire Force, Part 1. Please, most certainly, get you a Crunchyroll, you know, or what have you. Find a legal way of watching it, you know what I'm saying? We can't encourage you to find illegal ways and stuff like that, but please watch it. It's a tremendous show. As you can see here, I'm adding a little bit of shading on this right side. Sometimes in the anime, he's depicted as like a demon or a devil because like he's got like these footprints and everything. Also, spoiler for other things I'm not gonna tell you, but yes, we're gonna add that eye. Let's move on, shall we? All right, our final section. This is so fun. Let's make fire. It's very creative. You can feel free to do whatever you'd like to make your fire and stuff like that, just like anything. But I'm going to be primarily living in orange, yellow, and red land. Be free though, right? Fire is alive, right? You have these lines, but you can feel free to paint outside of the lines. We want to make sure that we really understand that this leg is on fire. It's blazing. Dude, the way Fire Force draws and animates fire, it's almost as if it's like bubbly. It's so pretty. Like there's instances where it's like, you know, more traditional fire where it's like, you know, almost like wispy and stuff like that. But then they have more like solid, like really, really heavy, solid looking pieces of fire and stuff like that. And that's what I was trying to like be inspired by a little bit with this. So yeah, feel free to do any kind of like, you know, edits to it or whatever. But that said, y'all, thank you so much for participating in this month's anime paint night. I really hope you're able to watch Fire Force. Part 1's out right now. Find you a way to watch it. It's a really good watch. If you don't want to watch it, get you online, read you the manga and stuff. But that said, we'll see you for June's anime paint night, and I hope you have a good one. Peace out.